we are remembering that we are all, everything is limitless potentials, having a divine experience of divine evolution, or the makings of us, or divine existence, or the beingness that is the oneness of all things, most commonly termed God, the divine, Allah, Shekinah, hold on, let me finish this. Most commonly termed God, the divine, Allah, Shekinah, from source the most high, Hashem, and many other things, Brahman, many other terms. God termed many names within our synaptical understanding and acceptance of reality. I know y'all see the title of this live. Whew, I just got the insight from multidimensional existence or multidimensional beings. I'm a channel for the divine. Hi, my name is Ashley-Nicole. I am a channel for the divine. I use my shaman mama capabilities, my connection to the oneness of all things, the divine presence in which I am and which we all are, psychic abilities, ESP, mediumship, channeling gifts, soul gifts, to connect, deepen the intimacy with myself or the oneness of all things, to share healing frequencies and wisdoms as we awaken in the masses to the remembrance that we've always been divine limitless potentials. We were in a gestational phase where we were in a throng of frequencies, embodying being as a throng of frequencies that fed us thought patterns, loops, karmic family, we call them karmic loops, karmic family inheritances, traumas, imbalances, that said we were less destitute or less than brilliance, less than limitless potentials, less than divine energies, having a human experience and our most consciously focused existence, really having infinite experiences, because we are one with the infinite, we are one with the divine, we are one with Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High. Our conscious awareness of who we are in every moment contributes to the divine evolution of all things, or Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, Brahman, the Most High, God, the divine. I usually have more energy than this, I'm more peppy, but right before I came on, I got insight from the future. Insight for the future, divine beings, universal forces, universal beings, which we're one with. And they're assisting us as we awaken in the masses, as the human culture, galactic species, galactic culture of the cosmos, to the remembrance that we're one with the cosmos, we're one with the divine potentials, we are limitless. And our concept, or who we perceive ourselves to be at any moment, is a part of the makings of us, or part of the evolution of our energies, our spirits, our souls, which contributes to the evolution of all things, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Brahman, the Most High, divine evolution, infinite creation. I got insight right before I got on here. It's like, hey, we want to channel prophecy through you, prediction, insight of the future, to you, through you, to share in your life, to share with the masses, whoever experiences your content. And these beings are super high vibrational. And we're one right now. And they're tempering their energy, but it's still a big force, big vibrant frequencies. And our vessels, our human biology is acquiescing to be able to consciously hold these frequencies, be these frequencies, utilize the thought patterns and energies that are these frequencies to assist how we co-create, assist with co-creating reality. Assist with how we show up in reality, more maybe with wellness, balance, is universally aligned, universally assigned, for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. Who we intended to be on a soul, God, goddess level before we incarnated. These frequencies are high vibrational. And speaking of incarnation, the way we incarnate as a galactic species, the way we perceive birth is my soul taught me to share with the world. Akashic record, the oneness of all things, taught me, hey, Ashley, y'all's perspective, perception of birth and death, those are optical illusions, optical experiences, a part of y'all's evolution of being a human species of the galaxies, of the cosmos. The galaxies, the cosmos being an iota, a small dimension, a frequential embodiment, that is a dimension of the limitless infinite potentials, that is God, Goddess, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, the Most High, Brahman, divine evolution, infinite creation. My podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, is now available to stream on YouTube as well as Spotify. I recently published 2 podcast installments in which I channeled divine wisdoms or chakma from my soul space in regards to dimensions of the process of incarnating as a divine species within galactic creation, within colonies, or within communities, communal consciousness beings, forces within the cosmos. The title Immersion Incarnation Part 1 and Part 2. There's other things in the title, but if you go into the catalog, Timeless Catalog, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is a timeless catalog. If you go into the catalog, you'll proceed in the search bar and type Immersion Incarnation. They'll pop both of the installments will pop up. And again, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is a timeless podcast. I get insight, prophecy from the future, which is truly here and now. It's resonating at different frequential patternings, bandwidths, or frequencies as we perceive it in our synaptical divine evolutionary status as beings, divine beings, infinite potentials, beings of the galaxies of the cosmos, of universal orchestration, divine creation, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Parcel, Hashem, the Most High, Brahman. Also term many other things within our synaptical understanding of reality. Getting another term coming in from Africa, what a lot of African cultures call the oneness of all things. It starts with an O. I'm going to go look it up. It's coming in. It's only like 3 letters, like 3 or 4 letters. I'm going to go look it up when I get over here. I can't really perceive it. I'm afraid I'm going to say it wrong, so I'm going to go look it up when I get over here. So these energies are high vibrational. They want to go ahead and speak. Go ahead and speak. Use my body as a vessel, as a tabernacle. Yes, we are landing soon. Not 3i Atlas. 3i Atlas is a mothership that will be landing with many species of the cosmos, universal orchestration that are coming bearing wellness, wisdoms, gifts, and technologies to assist you. As Ashley was about to channel, about to specify, the Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 prophecy. Well, by the year in the masses, your consciousness, human beings of planet Earth, will be expanded in a rate in which you will all understand that you are a divine presence of the cosmos. Not only are you divine presence of the cosmos, you've only always been divine presence of the cosmos. Now have you all, oh, this is big for Ashley. Not only have you been to let go and allow this transmission, not only have you always been divine limitless beings of the cosmos, but you've always been divine limitless presence energies of the cosmos. Your experience of destitute and suffering was an experience to help collect data or wisdoms to assist with the evolution of all of the cosmos or divine creation. We are here, you are here as you are awakening your consciousness, your genome activation, DNA activation, a symbiotic co-creation to understand that you are limitless, to understand you've always been divine wisdoms, to be, body, walk as your divine wisdoms, to emit your divine wisdoms, to co-create a human culture, planet Earth, as stated, as specified by the Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 prophecy, a human culture, planet Earth with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. We are coming bearing gifts, technologies, consciousness, expansion, frequential patternings that will be emitted as our existence consciously permeates your reality. To share with you, not only on a technological, physical, material level, but a wisdom, divine presence level, to activate your wisdom, divine presence, to the ability to congestionally regenerate through your frequency, through your material reality, as the oneness in which you are. Thank you, Ashley. Ashley wants to know, who is we? Who is we? Humanity wants to know, who is we? Many species of the cosmos, some you know by name. And you'll be surprised to see what we actually look like, the names in which we actually carry. We will specify, hey, you know us as Arcturians, but we really go by the name. It is light language. Ashley has spoken in light language in her intimate settings of privacy for soul growth, but she's not comfortable speaking in light language in this transmission. We are Arcturians and many other species that go by names and presences that are not yet consciously, not yet available in your conscious awareness. Soon to come. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Thank you, ancestral forces, galactic ancestral forces. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let this breathe. My journey of awakening and remembering my multidimensional presence, the fact that we are one with the galaxies. We are the energy, the frequencies of the galaxies, the cosmos, and beyond our synaptical understanding of reality. We are limitless. We are infinite. I was catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey with the meeting of my divine counterpart, Twin Flame. Back in 2019, our soul brought us together back in 2019 into conscious awareness of each other back in 2019. And if you know anything about I'll tell you a little bit about the Twin Flame journey. The way my soul has taught me is it's a journey back home. We're embodying, being, walking, talking, journeying the evolution that is home frequency. Home frequency is an infinite journey of becoming more consciously aware, more consciously embodying our limitless potentials, wellness, and balance. A remembrance that we are limitless potentials and wellness and balance. The divine wants to see what we create. That's a part of our human dharmic purpose, which is within Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, as well as my other podcast, Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is available to stream for free on YouTube. The divine wants to see what we create. Guys, like everything you've been through, Ashley, everything humanity's gone through is all of your ancestry, every being of the cosmos. There's not just humanity. It was for the makings of you. For you to garner the wisdoms and the knowledge and the power, the know-how, the wellness, the love, the experience, the compassion, the acceptance, the understanding, to be bipedal and beyond limitless potential beings of the cosmos. Remembering into your remembrance that you're one with infinite beings, infinite species, infinite dimensions of divine creation, co-creating together. What do y'all create? Who do y'all become? God wants to see, the divine wants to see. Who is the God, the divine? My soul says, hey, everything. There's nothing that's not good. There's nothing that's not the divine. And as the divine is and bees everything, the divine garners wisdoms to grow and evolve into greater wisdoms or wellness or balance or community or relationship. Existence, reality, creation, experience. It's catalyzed onto my spiritual awakening journey where my soul brought me back into contact with my divine counterpart, Twin Flame. Catalyzed me onto a spiritual awakening journey. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, God, the divine's like, hey, Ashley. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, you got to become everything we created you to be. I created you to be, to assist with the mass awakening of humanity, to assist with humanity rising to everything I created humanity to be, God says. God being infinite dimensions, even beyond my understanding of infinite, our understandings of infinite dimensions. God always schematicizes, creates for all of the infinite dimensions to be in balance of wellness. We're all awakening to this. The divine wants to see, what do we create? My process of awakening to the remembrance that I'm energy, all is energy, and then infinite other paradigms. But we know through our sciences, through our divine evolution, we came up with energy. We know energy as the medium that all things are, all things is. We know energy creates all matter, all existence. Share a lot of my experiences within my podcasts. And then also my literature. My soul is like, hey, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Sit down, we're going to channel books to you. Heard my soul loud and clear. Here, I've heard my intuitive guidance pretty loud and clear all of my life. I just thought it was normal. I thought it was epiphanies. And my soul said that was intentional, Ashley. It's all a part of the makers of you. However you perceive yourself in reality in any moment is all a part of the makers of you. Whoever you perceive yourself to be, whoever you perceive reality to be in every moment is all a part of the makers of you. To be the solution that you exist to be. The divine, my soul is like, whenever creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. Every human exists to assist towards the evolution of all things. Or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, Brahman. I'm going to talk about it. This is part of a multidimensional experience, multidimensional remembrance of how we only always exist. We just exist at different dimensions, different states of conscious awareness. Like I said in my podcast, I share a lot of multidimensional experiences. This is an intimate experience I'm going to share right now. Kanisha, she recently transcended. Some of you may know her, because she's back. She's from back home. I'm not sure she's exactly from Austin. She said, "Yes, Ashley, I'm from Austin." Okay, cool. She wants to channel through me right now. She's nervous. She's scared. I'm nervous. I'm scared. She's one of my hairstylists. I met her at the hair clinic back in the day. I know, like back in 2015, 2013, 2014, 2015. I met her back at the hair clinic in Austin, Texas. Hair clinic was owned by Sonia Richards, Olympic gold medalist, and her sister. Her sister's name is Sherry. Her sister's not even Sherry. Sherry. Dang, I gotta go look real quick. I don't want to be disrespectful. Baby, I've been with Mass Spiritual Awakening. It's hard for me to remember stuff from back in the days. I'll be stretching though. I'll be trying to remember. I met Kanisha there. Kanisha recently transcended. And I found out because sometimes I like to go back and see which the hairstylists I've had over the years. It's a part of my healing process. I kind of go back and look where part of my evolution, my hair journey, different hairstylists hairstylists I had over the year. And I went to her Instagram page on Instagram. I went to her Instagram page on Instagram, and it was a post about her transcending. And baby, I was torn up about it. Because I know no death. And I know we're multidimensional, infinite existence, wellness and balance. And she's like, "Hey, Ashley, it's a part of the makings of me." Like you say, like you be preaching, it's a part of the makings of me. Exactly, precisely. And luckily, the divine, our soul, the oneness of all things, had her come to me in spirit because I was torn up. She's like, "Ashley, I am okay." She's like, "I'm fine. I'm good." Of course, she's feeling other things, but, she didn't want to put that burden on me. But she's like, "I'm fine. I exist. I am. Like all things are, I am. I still exist." And she will be back. She will be back in. She will, as well as all of our other ancestors, will be back in our perceptible perspectives soon, as we awaken and remember. As our DNA comes back online from dormancy, and we remember that we're multidimensional light frequencies, and our form and our shape is a part of our evolution, or how we perceive ourselves. And our evolution and how we perceive ourselves, what we believe in, is how we manifest, how we co-create reality. What we believe in, how we manifest, how we co-create reality, goes towards the evolution of all things. You're welcome. Thank you, Kanisha. She's like, "I just want my family to know. I'm gonna make sure somebody goes watch this. I want them to know, baby, I am here." I love it. Yeah, she helped me through it a lot. It was really beautiful. As much as I try to help her heal as well, drop into the soul space to help uplift her soul, her ancestral lineage. My multidimensional experience, Kanisha. I have similar experiences with Tracy Braxton. Tracy Braxton. I'm like, shoot, hold up. Yeah, Tracy Braxton. Allegedly. I don't even know if cease and desist is. No, it's real allegedly. See, like people that are still incarnated or recently transcended, like I feel iffy about saying their names in my content because I don't need their estate, their family sending me cease and desist, baby. Nah, baby, I'm doing God's work, baby. We over here convening to assist with bringing in divine remembrance to uplift our ancestral lineage, activate our DNA, genome, into divine limitless potentials remembrance. Because I used to watch the Family Braxton Values all the time, you know, and back in the day, like in the early 2010s. I used to watch Family Braxton Values all the time. You know, I've been listening to Tony Braxton all my life, darn near. I've been listening to Tamar Braxton for a long time. I've been listening to Tracy Braxton's music for a minute too, right? And she was like, dang, because that hit me hard too when I perceived that she transcended. That hit me hard too. I was like, shit, no death. So I'm like, because I was like, dang, this shit hit me hard. And she came to me in spirit. She's like, Ashley, I'm fine. She's so fine that she's like a fairy godmother to me. She's an angelic presence to me. And I actually channel her into my animated series. Aussie Story, the animated series. She's in. How many episodes are you in, Miss Tracy? Miss Tracy? I think she's in 2 episodes. She said 5, baby. I think she's in 2 episodes. She's in 2 episodes. I channel Miss Tracy Braxton. And it's actual experiences and conversations we had in the spirit, multidimensional experiences we had where she came to me. We were healing about our families and stuff, forgiving our family or ourself, our soul, our energy to uplift our ancestral lineage, to be here, to be in divine remembrance, to have galactic ancestry, eons old. Just as we're eons old, and we're awakening to the remembrance that we're eons old. Say, hey, Master Scourger coming. Hey, Ashley, share it. And other channels and seers, y'all share it too. We coming. Oh, 3-Eye Atlas, yeah, that's us too. But we talking about something different. We coming in another dimension. You know, we bringing technologies and beautiful frequencies to help activate y'all's DNA into divine remembrance, divine potentials, divine beingness of your innate wisdom. So we've always been divine masters of wellness and balance. Our souls are now activating, our DNA is activating, our genome's activating a symbiotic process. And our souls are masters of divine wisdoms, of divine balance, of divine existence, of wellness, balance, no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, frequencies, abundant wealth frequencies that co-creates abundant well beings, abundant well realities. Yeah, my soul's like, actually, that's beautiful. That's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted you to channel, to say, to share. Great. I'm glad. I'm glad. Y'all about to prepare dinner. Yes. I put my Thanksgiving leftovers in the freezer. And we finishing it up right now. I mean, we're rounding it up, and I have some vegetables that weren't used. I'm about to roast some of these up. I put those in the freezer too. They defrosted. I took them out this morning, defrosted, and I'm about to roast them up. Some bell peppers and some cherry tomatoes, angel sweet cherry tomatoes, because we're angels. We are, but we gotta atone. We gotta face ourselves, baby. All that stuff that we didn't like, baby, that was a manifestation of our own energies. We get to pray, which brings me to the Ashley-Nicole Phillips Facebook Community Live call to action. Sit with yourself every day. I'm not the boss of you. However long you feel to sit with yourself every day. Ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, as well as greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials. Wait for your answers, because they will come. Your lingo with the universe is most likely unique to you. You most likely have a synesthesia, eclectic mix of sensations and visions and understandings and knowings and downloads and feelings that, baby, teach you all types of stuff. Validate yourself in your knowing so that you become more confident and blossoming. More confident and blossoming into greater conscious awareness, as well as conscious embodiment of the limitless, balanced, universal potentials, limitless potentials in which you've always been, which we've always been. And my soul was like, hey, Ashley, y'all gotta remember that y'all are one to come into this. It's already done. Everything happens energetically before it manifests in the tangible. It's already done in the ethers, or energetically. And it's manifesting in the tangible. My soul says, hey, Ashley, we're creating history, not a flash in a pan. enjoy your experience, have fun, baby, because shoot, I need to do that. And I'm going to hold myself to this. Well-balanced fun. Wise fun. Well-balanced, wise fun. Big fun. Big fun. Not like how Vanessa did when she went to go see the Red Chick in Detroit. I think she went to Detroit. She came back and Mama Claire Huxtable, she's like, you were having big fun. I am finna have big fun. But it's gonna be wise fun. Cause I be looking at stuff like, remember that we're one. Not only are we one with all beings, but we're one with our past, one with our future. I be looking at like decisions I made in my past and places I went in my past and things I did in my past. And I'm like, ooh, shoot. I was like, I don't want to go to a place like that because there's a possibility something like that will happen. And I don't want to experience that. And sometimes I feel like I'm being too persnickety, fearful. My soul says, no, Ashley, you're being wise. That's a wise decision. I'm like, let's go, period. So big, wise, fun, well-balanced fun. And I try to, I go into my inner space and I ask my soul, like, is this in alignment with like, who I was created to be in God? Is this in alignment, Like sometimes my soul be like, yes, sometimes my soul's like, yeah, we can bring it into alignment. Like, why do you want to do it? So we can understand like the energies, so we can understand the energies behind like your motivations, your inspirations, your thoughts. Prayer, meditation. I had these conversations and then I, come into alignment with the things. So I've been in ethers heavy for the past like 4 or 5 years, really since 2018. Consciously since like 2020, 21. So like zealotry, seeking God within, prayer, meditation, 90% of my day. Now I'm grounding back in my human because Divine Presence said, hey, I'm activating humanity into Divine Presence and all beings, all things, into remembrance that you are a limitless Divine Presence. I don't need y'all to run from yourselves into higher dimensions all day. I need y'all to ground your wisdoms, your knowledge, your frequencies, your wellness, your remembrance, your prayer, your meditation into your human and live reality with an inquisitive disposition to grow into more wellness, balance, limitless potentials and create beings and realities and cultures and evolution that reflects your limitless wellness, balance, wise potentials in which you are and which you're unfurling to infinitely. Because we are limitless. It's an infinite journey, remembrance, awakening, becoming more consciously aware of the limitless, infinite wellness, balance in which we are, which we've always been. Oh my gosh, before I came down here, I put my wig on. Baby. I did a braid up. Did y'all see my content? If you haven't seen it, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. I posted Braid with Me, and then I share my twin flame mission, purpose, journey, being a queen and queen of the planet, king and queen of the planet, galactic oversight, and how we've all only been kings and queens. We've all only been gods and goddesses. We've all only been creator, experiencer beings, and more. We've all only been magical. So I did a Braid with Me, twin flame journey mission, plus a king and queen of the planet. So I talk about some other things too, some healing my soul and spirit. Whoever else finds it. The intention is to help, grow you into greater wellness, balance, conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of your limitless potentials. As universally assigned for the upliftment and rejuvenation of all things. So I threw my wig over my braids. Excuse me. And I looked in the mirror. I was like, whoa. Like, I look like the old Ashley a little bit. I was like, I look like the old Ashley. I was like, whoa, shoot. I was like, oh, I look like me. I was like, dang. It was a big deal because, like, I looked in the mirror for the last 5 years and I didn't see myself. I appreciated what I saw in the mirror. Like, I tried to, I tried to bend my thoughts and be like, hey, I appreciate any given moment, any given season that I am who I am to uplift who I am. So I tried to, appreciate myself in my existence. That's the intention. I appreciate myself in my existence in every moment that I am. I actually, Monday, Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips on YouTube and or Spotify. I channeled Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean a few months ago. On Monday, this episode of Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, this installment where I channeled Marilyn Monroe, is premiering 7 a.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and or Spotify. I'm gonna just kind of like a spoiler alert because I'm gonna share like it's really abundant. It's really abundant because like before I channel my Kingdom Things podcast and my other Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, often I'll do pre-production where I sit in the spirit with the ancestral forces, universe, the entity, being, energy that I'm channeling, which is one, and myself. We're all one with the ancestral forces of the universe. We'll sit in the spirit, like heal and channel through and write down, have an understanding of what we're going to be talking about in the Kingdom Things podcast episode. Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips episode. And when I was in pre-production with Miss Marilyn Monroe, Miss Norma Jean, she was like, can I be me? She was like, can I be me? I was like, yeah. I understood what she was saying. She's like, performative, right? Performative, glamorous, dainty, right? Marilyn Monroe. I was like, yeah, surely. And we talked about in the episode, the soul was like, hey, we're glad you're awakening to the understanding that your self-concept or your personalities or your egos are dimensions of you and not your whole story. But don't shun, don't demonize your self-concepts, your egos, or personalities. Fall into them. Pray, meditate with them. Ask about them. Question, ask and inquire about your personality, your ego, your self-concepts. And experience them, love them, respect them, understand them, appreciate them. Because there are ancestral energies incarnate in live in action and manifestation, as insert your name. It was a part of spirituality, in the spiritual community, demonizing the ego, calling it narcissistic, to have a strong sense of self. And as I've been awakening and I've been letting go of my ego, and I've done a few transmissions within Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, as well as Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, which is on YouTube. KTP is on YouTube and Spotify. I've done a few different transmissions about narcissism, ego, and there are different dimensions. Some of them are like, forgo the ego, let go of the ego, surrender your ego. Some of them are like, one of them is like satisfying your ego. And then one of them, the narcissistic lineage, is like understanding that's your ancestral forces. Inquire about it. Grow and evolve it into more wellness and balance. Because as I grow and evolve, I'll get different ancestral universal understandings of these things. And it's my song, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube, You're Always Infinite Creation. By the way, BTW, I divinate in the spirit, heal myself in the spirit, and that's how I channel my music. My music's really good. And I'm grateful for my offering. I get it from my inner space, from the soul. I deep dive in the soul. If you could be an Olympic gold medalist for etheric diving, baby, I gold medal. Etheric diving, baby, I deep dive in my soul. That's how I get my music. I heal in the spirit with the ancestral forces, and that's how I get my music. Channel the healing frequencies and music, healing frequencies and lyrics into the music. You Were Always Infinite Creation is on Evolution EP. It's one of my favorite songs I've created to date. Over 100 songs that I've co-created with the soul, the oneness of all things. Sometimes I wanna, and then I remember, that divine frequency. Everything that I feel is to uplift home. Everything that I deal with, I'm never alone. I am who I am. To uplift who I am. Any given moment, I got chills. Any given season, any given reason that I am. That's the universe saying like, yes, sis. Baby, shoot. It's like a clap from the universe. It's like a nod from the universe. It's like, hey, we're here from the universe. Ancestral forces, galactic forces, like, yeah. It's like an ad-lib from the ancestral forces. They don't want to scare us and pop and manifest right here and be like, yeah, hey. So let's twinkle the lights a little bit. Let's shift the lights up a little bit. Let's go. So, like, I channel different dimensions in my podcast when it comes to ego and narcissism and a lot of stuff. I channel different dimensions because I grow and evolve into new understandings of myself and of reality. And then we get to make our preferences How do we utilize these wisdoms to grow and evolve how we show up and how we manifest our realities? Everything in my content, whatever resonates with your heart space, great. Whatever doesn't, you leave it, it's fine. Let's get to preparing dinner. Stuff like this happens all the time, y'all. Like, I appreciate, I have a lot of gratitude. Let's take a beat and be in gratitude. Because there's times where I felt like I was alone. It's like, no, my soul's like, no, Ashley, everything is sentient. Everything is your ancestral forces. You are one with sentience. You are one with ancestral forces. You are never alone. No one is ever alone. We are all one. We're all one with our ancestral forces. We're all one with sentience. We're all one with divine creation. Even inanimate objects. Everything is divine sentience. And I'll tell you a story. When the divine sentience of existence, it's just like air. They're like, no. The air is like, no, we're divine magic. We're divine sentience. We're divine wisdoms. I was like, whoa, shit. I was walking back from the store one morning. And it was like divine presence, or the oneness of all things. These divine wisdoms didn't want to scare me, but they wanted to, because they knew I was ready. My soul knew I was ready. It was a soul level orchestration. They wanted to open my mind and understanding of how beautiful, magical, whimsical, abundant, limitless we are. Existence is. So they were like, everything actually is divine sentience, divine wisdoms, or energy. We know this concept is energy. And all energy is sentient. My soul says with every sentience, there's a sentiment. With every feeling, every sentience, there's a sentiment. There are divine wisdoms to perceive, to know, to be, to glean from, learn with. I was looking in the mirror, I was like, I look like myself. Oh my gosh. I was like, I look like me. I was like, whoa. Beautiful, divine light, divine glow. I heard like, who are you, Ashley? Like, beautiful, divine light, divine glow. And my soul's like, hey, Ashley, beauty is energy deep. It's frequency deep. It's soul deep. I went through a lot over the last 5-6 years where it was a soul level, and it was soul level intentions to crack me open. My soul says, hey Ashley, I've shared this here before on Facebook Community Lives and in my podcast, a whole episode with it in there. My soul said, the divine said, hey Ashley, how do you get a glow stick to shine? You gotta crack it and shake it up. I had to crack you and shake you up. To remember you to divine wellness, to remember that existence is the success that all beings and all things were created to inspire to. It's greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment, conscious beingness of our limitless potentials, of the limitless wellness in which we everything is, as universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. Yeah. I'm so excited. The galactic ancestral forces is going to touch down. I'm about to turn 32 in January, right? And all of my life, I just had a remembrance of some things, like as far as like aging and death and disease and war and famine. I know these things weren't cancer, disease. I know these things weren't supposed to exist. I just had an innate knowing. Full circle moment. I have gratitude. We are here. We in this thing. Galactic remembrance. This thing being galactic remembrance, divine remembrance. Galactic celestial inheritance, baby. No death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. Divine evolution. Glowing, growing through infinity. Oh. Yeah. So, it's like God's like, I created you to be a divine mother, the divine mother, with the understanding that the divine mother and divine father are one. The man and woman are one. Which I've come into an abundant perception of this over the last couple of weeks alone. Divine mother, divine father being the embodiment, the manifestation of limitless divine potentials, divine wisdoms, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Brahman, the Most High. Shekinah, Hashem. Also know many other things within our synaptical understanding of creation. Oma. We're gonna fact check. We're gonna come back and resume. Within our synaptical understanding of reality. So yeah, the rejuvenation technology, which is our consciousness, we have it in our cells. I actually channeled the Kingdom Things podcast installment titled Activating Rejuvenation, the Oneness Consciousness. It's something like this. Activating rejuvenation, the Oneness Consciousness, of the remembrance that all is one, all is within, all is one. Some celestial consciousness forces, they were like, Ashley, what do you mean when you say all? Like, do you know when you say all, you mean beyond your understanding of reality? I say yes. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I understand this. But like the personality, their ego, or, you know, self-concept, that's like, that can be a little frightful. Not understanding what the all is, what all is. And that's why we manifest into our egos, personalities, self-concepts, to have some type of dimensionality or control or shape or form. We're divine limitless potentials with dimensionality. We look like we're finite. We look like we have edges or dimensionality, form. And that comes from experiencing our self or limitless potentials in a way where we align with perspectives or dimensions that shape how our energy evolves, that shapes how our energy manifests. And that's a form of control. This is a form of control. So to be awakening to the remembrance that we are truly limitless, boundless. It can be a little scary for our self-concepts. Again, my podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, as well as Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, I record my process, channel ancestral forces, ancestral energies to be a resource as we awaken. If you feel a heart call, you know, go over there and see whatever calls out to your heart space. That most likely is going to help you with whatever you need in that moment. Do not replace your professional medical advice with anything you experience or hear with within any of my content, my podcast, my music, my literature, my animated series, my cooking show, my live series. Like, yeah, it's a bit frightful. And I'm going to be candid. This is Facebook Community Live, candid version. It's like, why is it so scary, Ashley? We're all divine, limitless creator beings, creator gods and goddesses. And we all, every last human is synonymous with the ruler energy or the top 1%. Or the controlling force that creates and bees to mirror or satisfy our understandings of who we are, what reality is. My soul's like, all of y'all have been beings and realms where you were the ruler of the planet. Every human. Because y'all truly want energy. You've been a Lyran or reptilian or an Andromedan or a Pleiadian or Arcturian. Where in y'all stages of evolution, galactic beingness, y'all had planetary rulership. And your planetary rulership was congested or focused on a being or a family or a top 1% that did and was and thought and created to satiate the top 1%. Like, y'all, every human, this is you. Face it. Learn from it. Because that energy is the energy that created death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking. We're in atonement season. Atonement is getting right with ourselves, our inner space, our divine presence, or the oneness of all things, God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, Brahman. Oh my, we're going to fact check this. So every human, you know, we have these traits. We call them ego, personality, narcissism, dimensionality, making dimensionality at a limitless nature or infinite potentials, which manifests who we show up at any moment, which is synonymous, parallel to a dimension of our self-concept, ego, personalities, dimensions. I have a twin flame divine counterpart. We both have self-concepts of who we are, which are a direct reflection of our evolution or the makings of us. And God said, I don't want you to throw the makings of you away, but I want you to grow and evolve the makings of you into more wellness and balance. Wisdoms is universally aligned, universally assigned as for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. So he has a self-concept. I have a self-concept. He has a way that he perceived us working out. Because he knew he had a person all his life. I knew I had a person all my life. Now, I knew him by face and name because he's a celebrity. So my soul's like, hey, that's your husband. When I was 9 years old. Because he was a child actor on a show me and my sister used to watch back in the day. My soul's like, hey, that's your husband. And I had a lot of self-doubt around this, about if he was really my person. But I followed my heart all of my life. I professed it. I knew it in my spirit. And I followed my heart all of my life. Was heart-led to come into my spiritual awakening where universal forces or the soul or the oneness of all things was vetting this, verifying this, validating this with the universes. Like, hey, now this is your person. You wouldn't have remembered into this much multidimensionality, divine presence, wellness, balance, prophecy fulfillment, assisting with prophecy fulfillment, galactic resurrection of your class of species. If that wasn't your person, because he was your inspiration. Y'all's union was your inspiration, is my inspiration. It's a dimension of my inspiration because I've grown and evolved. So, you know, it's my multidimensionality. But, you know, that's a big drawing force. I knew him by face and name. He knew me by divine remembrance, energies, dreams, soul confessions. And I multidimensional candid Facebook community live. Like I convened with our spirit, our soul that's multidimensional from the future as we would perceive it. And it's like, dang, they're like our future selves are like watching us in this dimension. They're like, dang, but I did not know I would ever do that. Like, whoa, I didn't know I would change into that. I didn't know I would ever do that. Future humans that we're all being called to align, be inquisitive about our soul, to align with our future human in the present moment, to assist with realizing, perceiving, existing as a human culture of planet Earth with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. I had a lot of self-doubt because I forgot that any thought pattern any thought pattern we receive, any divine inclination, direction from our inner space is God, the divine universal forces, the oneness of all things, giving us codes to grow and evolve us and shape us. Giving us divine remembrance. Our soul told me like yesterday, like Ashley, my soul was like, my soul, future self, the universal forces, ancestral forces are like, Ashley, because I've been in remembrance, you know, like I said, I've been on my journey consciously to spiritually awaken to my wellness and balance, limitless potentials in the present moment. But the soul is like the reason why you have so much doubt in y'all's union, because you thought you were doing something. You thought you had to do something, and you thought you were creating this. No. This has always been a divine orchestration. You're a conduit. Simultaneously one with limitless potentials. We're a conduit for Source or God, Allah, Shekinah Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High Brahman, to express itself, to perceive itself in new dimensions. You don't got to try so hard. We're coming out of a human culture, masculine, feminine disposition where we thought we were doing everything. We were professionals of whatever we did. We had licenses and degrees and studies and and ego's perspectives of ourselves as if we were doing something. The whole time we were being gifted thought patterns from the divine, energies and codes that are thought patterns, and energies to move or animate our vessels to tell a story that has always only been. As what everything is energy before it's physical. Before it manifests as what we see, who we are in the physical, everything is energetic first. So we thought we were walking around getting things done. No, we were being gifted energies, thought patterns to manifest our existence, to tell a story in which has always only existed. Telling our existence, our lives, our stories in which have always only existed. We get to go into our inner space, meditate and pray to raise our vibrations, to align with frequencies, higher frequencies, more abundant frequencies, to tell a more abundant story, to be a more abundant, limitless self, to assist with a more abundant, limitless culture of the cosmos. Simultaneously one with the cosmos, one with infinite creation. Every time I speak, I know I'm channeling. My soul's teaching, you know? My soul's teaching. I'll be listening. Okay. When I was a kid, I got praised a lot for like being smart in academics. Like elementary school, middle school, high school, like tests, like state tests and scores and stuff. I would always get like commended or perfect scores on my state tests. My teachers would be like, "Oh my gosh, you're so great, you did so good." I was like, "Thank you." I didn't get too excited because, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, wasn't that the goal? I was supposed to do it, so I did it. Gratefully, you know. But I always subconsciously, even before I was subconscious, I always knew like my understandings would come from a space inside of me, outside of my self-concept or my personality or my ego. I always felt this in my spirit. So much so, growing up in grade school, when the teachers would like show your work, I'm like, especially in elementary school, in math class, I would never show my work, but I would get the right answer. My teacher's like, I have to take half a point off because you didn't show your work. But I got the answer from my inner space. My soul would tell me the answer. No, I'm not going to show my work because I don't do it like you do it. That's not how my soul gets to the answer. So I can't show my work like that. And I would get frustrated. I'm like, I don't do it like that. I don't understand that formula. I don't understand how you're doing it. My soul is just going to tell me the answer. Yeah, I get an understanding. My soul kind of explains it to me. I get an understanding. Yes, surely. But it's not like how you do it. You want me to do it like you do it? I don't do it like that. That's not how my soul teaches me. So we get into autism, schizophrenia, bipolar, where our soul is guiding us in ways that aren't normal to our society. Where our nervous system reacts and bees in ways that isn't normal to our society. All the while, our soul, the divine, is grooming and teaching and growing and evolving our energies to who God needs us to be. Not who the simulation needs us to be. Not who our ancestral forces needed us to be. When we exist to uplift our ancestors. We exist to be our authentic frequencies. Our God Goddess potentials from the inner space. Authentic frequencies from the inner space, from God potentials. Limitless potentials to uplift our ancestry. To more wellness and balance. Higher timeline potentials. No death, no disease, no war, no fear, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. As we uplift, our ancestors uplift. All things uplift. So I know whenever I speak, my soul is teaching me. Shaman mama, divine channel. Divine being. Of the cosmos of divine creation. So yeah, I've been learning a lot about myself the last couple weeks. And I'm so sorry, y'all. I took last week off. I didn't even say nothing. I intended to, baby, post like, hey, I'm not gonna be here. I'm not gonna go live today. Cause baby, my family's doing a holiday dinner today. I didn't even say nothing. I apologize. And if anybody's looking for it, I said I was gonna do a Magic Meals Thanksgiving episode. I'm not. I'm gonna do a holiday episode. It's gonna be a surprise, cause my mom cooks, and there's like a lot of food. I'm like, shoot, I ain't. Yeah, I'm gonna chop these vegetables. I was like, do I really feel like chopping up these vegetables? Yes, I shall. I shall, I will, and I can. Intergalactic open contact. Multidimensional open contact. I told y'all about my experiences a couple lives ago. If you missed it, you can play back my lives, Ashley-Nicole Phillips, Facebook community lives on my music channel on YouTube, Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. You'll see my melanated face and my afro on the profile picture. Subscribe, playlist section, Facebook community lives. I share with y'all some experiences I had with multidimensional encounters. I had with multidimensional beings in the material world. I share with y'all some astral or etheric astral travel experiences and then material world experiences where I saw spacecrafts. I didn't tell you about that lady. No, I didn't tell you about the lady. Did I tell you about the lady? I didn't tell y'all the story about the lady, the multidimensional ancestor. I'm gonna tell y'all, ooh, y'all is good. Let me put this in the freezer real quick. Give me 1 second. So I was 2018, right before I had a divine encounter. It was right after I had a divine encounter. My soul was like, I heard my soul loud and clear. Like, hey, Ashley, do this, this, and this. We're going to bring your person in. We're going to bring your divine counterpart in. I said, did it. Gabby Douglas flipped it. Simone Biles twisted. Gold medal Olympian. I said, did it. It's in 2018. 2018, I got off of my 9-to-5 job, right? And I went to H-E-B after work to get some groceries for dinner, get a couple things to cook dinner for the night. Now I'm walking down the grocery aisle. I'm walking down the grocery aisle at H-E-B. And this lady is in front of me. She looked like me and you. Like she looks like a bipedal human. That's what she looked like. She was a bipedal, my soul said human species. She's like a bipedal human species of the cosmos, right? She looked like me and you. It was a Caucasian lady, European lady, red hair, right? It's more like a strawberry blonde. He was on the strawberry blonde side. It wasn't like stark red. It was like strawberry blonde, natural red hair. And she had humongous hips, and they were natural. It was not a baby L. It was real. Humongous hips and a big old booty. And she was walking in front of me. I was like, why? I was like, why does white lady got this big old booty? I was like, she got a big old booty. And I sat in my inner space, and she was walking in front of me, right? And I'm behind her. She said, and looked dead at me. And I knew she heard me. I said, ooh, in my inner space, I said, ooh, she heard me. I said, ooh. I was like, and then she looked at me. She stopped and looked at me, and then she turned around and kept on walking. I was like, I said in my inner space, I was like, ooh, she heard me. Ooh, how she heard me? She heard me. And then I stopped. I went to the shelf. Mind you, she's still in front of me. I stopped at the shelf and picked up a can of something. And then she turned and looked at me. She saw that I stopped. She stopped too. And she acted like she picked up a can. She was looking at the camera. She was looking at me. She was like acting like she was looking at the camera. She was looking at me. I said in my inner space, I'm looking at this can. I'm looking at her in my peripheral without even turning I'm not even turning my eyeball. I see her in my peripheral. I said, why is this woman looking at me? I was like, why is she acting like she's looking at that can when I know she's looking at me? I was like, whoa. Fast forward. Baby, I'm here in Katy, Texas, 20, 21, 22, 23. My soul said, hey, Ashley, do you remember that lady in the grocery store? I said, I'm talking to the ancestor, galactic, universal forces. Like, hey, Ashley, the soul. Hey, Ashley, do you remember the lady in the grocery store? I said, yes. They said that was one of us. She was one of us. It's a galactic species. She was there to help see codes of activation to your energy, your aura, your auric field. I said, I knew it. I knew she heard me. Like, yeah, she heard you. Telepathy. She heard you. I was like, oh, she got a big booty, huh? I was like, oh. I was like, whoa. Mind you, after that event, baby, I was going through rapid spiritual awakening. We call it ascension symptoms, baby. I'm dizzy. I'm getting sick. I'm getting nauseous. Like in the middle of the day, when I'm at home, I'm just crying uncontrollably. Now I know I was purging. My energy was purging, healing. I didn't consciously know this. I'd just be at home crying, baby, just nauseous, sick, dizzy all the time, vertigo. So yeah, that was she was seeding healing frequencies, codes into your auric field. To activate your soul. I was like, whoa. I said, whoa. I was like, dang. I was like, whoa. I say that to say creation is magical. And God gonna do whatever God needs to do to animate our existence, to grow and evolve us into whoever God created us to be. I didn't know I had an ancestral force. Like, I didn't know ancestral force pulled up on me and said, hey, get this code. It's time to go home or awaken to your limitless potentials, divine remembrance, so you can help assist all of humanity as we awaken in the masses as divinely forecasted. I was like, whoa, shoot. I was like, I knew she heard me too. I just felt in my spirit. I knew she heard me. Baby, my psychic, my divine oneness potential psychic multidimensional sisters were tingling. I was like, ooh, she heard me. I knew it. I was like, ooh, she heard me. I was like, and I was like, how did she hear me? Because I wasn't as awakened. I just had this divine encounter. I wasn't as consciously awakened. We're always only limitless potentials, divine presence, but our self-concept or our conscious awareness of this is what grows and evolves. We have new perspectives, perceptions of ourselves and reality. At the time, I was like, I knew she heard me, but I was like, how did she hear me though? How did she hear me? Telepathy, baby. Frequencies. Everything is consciousness. Baby, if you can align with the frequencies, baby, you can hear, you can see, you can sense. I was like, dang. So this happened. That had happened. It's not gonna be awkward. My soul, like, part of me is like, if we ever meet again, that shit's gonna be awkward. She's like, no, when we meet again. She's like, when we meet again. So my mind's like, when? Not if, when. It's like, hey, hello, my name is Ashley. Shoot, we had a weird, cordial. This is more of a cordial meeting, formal meeting. I like, this is nice. This is nice. It's like, dang. And I was outside by the pond, the lake in the backyard. And I was sitting out there meditating, praying. I was looking down. And in my inner space, I heard look up. I looked up, and a spherical, metallic, white craft came drifting out of the clouds. And then it moved back into the clouds. And it's like, hey, if you ever need us, just know we're here. I was like, whoa. I was like, dang. I told y'all about that before on a previous love. I was like, shoot. I was like, dang. It's like, that's really powerful. I was like, whoa. And my soul's like, let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to be a divine presence, divine mother, divine counterpart, galactic being, God, goddess of the cosmos, My soul's like, y'all already are. The soul's like, everything is what it is y'all's perspective, perception of everything that which changes. It's like, y'all already are. We don't have to romanticize it. We don't have to look different. We don't have to wear space suits. We don't have to do none of that. We already are galactic divine presence. The way we show up right now and how everywhere we've ever shown up, we've always only been galactic divine beings, divine presence, limitless potentials of the cosmos, of divine creation, of Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, Brahman, We just have these thought patterns of what it should look like to be a galactic species, what it should look like to be divine presence. It's like, no, we already are because we exist within the cosmos. So we already are. I have some macaroni and stuffing. It was in the freezer. I took it out this morning, put it in the oven. I be getting these divine wisdoms. I don't want to be fighting myself, because we get to choose our preferences. Like one big thing is to eat meat or not to eat meat. Now that I know everything is divine presence, divine sentience, I'm like, dang, to eat meat or to not eat meat. And the soul is like, baby, because I've had some ancestral forces that are like, actually, you're in a simulation. Those animals, the cattle, chickens, whatever you're eating, they came into creation because they knew they were going to be food. Like the simulation knew that they were going to be food, so that's why they came into creation. I had this perspective from some ancestral forces. I have some ancestral forces that are like haram. We don't eat meat. That's haram. We don't eat meat. Now some ancestral forces say, as long as it's halal, As long as it means halal, it's good, right? Like, it's a lot of things. It's like halal meaning that the animals are it's like a ritual sacrifice. Like the animals are prayed over, and like their throats are cut, you know. So it's like a more humane, like it's a fast death, and the animals are prayed over. This is halal meat. Some ancestral forces said as long as the meat is halal, it's good. Some ancestral forces said all meat eating is haram or bad. I'm like, dang. And it's like, actually, you get to decide what you want to do. I'm like, ooh. I've been a vegetarian before. I've been vegan before for years. You know, I eat meat and I eat meat. I eat meat sometimes. I don't eat meat sometimes. And it's like, hey, all you vegetarian vegans are like, yeah. Why would you eat no offense, but it's a joke, like being lighthearted. Yeah, why would you eat meat? Those are live beings. So are plants. Ooh. Pandora's box. Pandora's box. Live being. Plants are live beings. Pandora's box. Baby, not one life is more precious than the next. Right? We're all divine presence. Everything's divine presence. So it's like, so what you gonna do? Like you know, so that my inner space, I just gotta pray about these things. Like all things are sentient. Plants are real life. I have a tree that like whenever I walk to the store, there's this tree that I greet every time I walk. We have a good relationship. I have a good relationship with this tree. And I learned a lot. I be learning this stuff. I be getting downloads, and I know a lot of it's in my subconscious, and I know it'll come into my conscious mind whenever I need the wisdoms. And earlier, the tree clocked me. My tree friend clocked it. When I was walking back, my tree was like, "Oh no, what's going on?" It's like, no, the tree was like, "I'm so sorry. Like, what's going on?" It's like your aura. The tree was like your aura. Like you're upset. Oh my God. I'm healing. I'm just gonna say some soul healing. That's all. I'm okay. I was like, shoot, clocked me. Like, what's going on? Your aura, are you okay? I'm like, shit, clocked me. I was like, dang, my tree friend clocked me. I was like, oh. I was like, dang, no, I'm good, I'm cool. Cause I don't want to be burdening my friends, even my tree friend. It's like, I don't want to burden you. I was like, no, I'm good, I'm cool. I'm just doing some soul healing. It's like, okay, cool. I was like, I'll see you in a couple of days. I don't need to go to the store for a few days. I'll see you in a couple of days. Like, see you soon. The tree said, see you soon. See you soon. I was like, yeah. And one time I hugged the tree, and I could perceive how the tree is one with like celestial consciousness. That is the tree kingdom. Like plant kingdom. Like I hugged the tree in my mind's eye. I saw like the roots of the tree connected to all the roots of the plants of the planet. It's like we are a family. I was like, whoa. Which is one with celestial consciousness. The roots and soils and sediments of our planet. Our planet is one with celestial consciousness. I was like, shit. I was like, whoa. Sometimes, you know how sometimes like back in school, I'll say as an example, like back in school, when I was in high school, sometimes I would pass people, and this is where I get to heal and grow and evolve. Sometimes I would be in the hallways, like back in like high school, and I would see somebody coming, and I know that they're probably gonna want to talk to me, and I don't feel like talking to nobody, and I'll put my headphones in. And then like I wouldn't like, I was like, dang, I don't have enough time to put the headphones into the actual electronic device. So I just dropped the headphone like jack thing into my purse. So it looked like I was listening to something, but I wasn't. So I'd be like standoffish and things. That's rude, because we're really running from ourselves. You know, we are sentient beings. We are created to relate with ourselves. Relating with ourselves in a deep, intimate way is relating with one another. Deep, intimate, well-balanced way. Sometimes I have to catch myself, because sometimes I don't feel like, I have to catch myself a couple times. My soul's like, thank you for being honest. Dang. Sometimes I don't feel like walking by my tree friend, because I don't feel like having a conversation. I don't feel like having, because I'd be rude if I just walk by the street. I don't say nothing. I'm not going to do that now. Sometimes I don't feel like walking by my tree friend, because I don't feel like having a conversation. No, baby, no shade. It's me. I know this, and I'm healing about it, and I love you, tree friend, because I know my tree friend can heal you right now. It's like, I love you. We all good. We Gucci. I'm growing and healing and evolving. I said to say all plants are sentient and life form as well. So like vegans, vegetarians, baby, get off that soapbox. Get up off it. I'm talking to myself. You can go back into my pictures and you'll see when I was a vegetarian, I was captioning it like Dr. Sebi approved. Ooh, we did it another one. Buddha bowl, period. Like, I don't want to explain myself anymore because I feel like I'm trying to convince myself. Because I know there are plenty of people that communicate with plants. It's not a new thing. There are plenty of people people that communicate with plants. And scientists, or even our scientists, know that plants are sentient. So I don't want to explain anything. But yeah, I have a tree friend. I'm so serious. I was like, oof, I don't want to be rude. You know I love you. You know you the sis. You the Mr. Like, you the kinfolk. You know that. So we get to decide, how we want to orientate our evolution, our preferences. So shall it be aligned with, who we intended to be on the soul level, or God-Goddess level, We get to align our thought patterns and our belief systems, what it is, who we want to be. Let it be in alignment with our soul's intentions. As universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment, a regen of all things. This was in the freezer. It's like defrost. I've never put a whole bell peppers in the freezer. Like, it's new. But, like, I felt soul guided. I was like, yeah, that seems pretty efficient. This seems pretty efficient. It seems pretty efficient. Because otherwise it would spoil. Because, these vegetables, you got to use them up quickly. Otherwise it would spoil. So we're going to chop on these bell peppers up, throw the other one back in the freezer, and then wash off these, the rest of these angel sweet tomatoes. Oh my gosh. When I was a kid, did I like tomatoes when I was a kid? Probably. Make sure these are still good. Let me see. Did I like tomatoes when I was a kid? I remember I had a 3rd grade teacher, Miss Nichols. This is how my soul kind of guides me to understand things. I had a 3rd grade teacher, Miss Nichols, and she would talk about how she loved tomatoes, and she'll just eat them like apples. Just sprinkle salt on them, table salt on them, and eat them like apples. And I think I was like, ooh. So I don't think I liked tomatoes like that as a kid. Yeah, I didn't like tomatoes like that as a kid. Okay, thank you for the insight, soul. I didn't like tomatoes like that as a kid. But then when I got older, and I started opening up my mind, baby, when you just roast these cherry tomatoes, any tomatoes, baby, roast any tomato, ooh, it is chef's kiss. You don't even got to do nothing to it. Just roast it up. And baby, it sings for itself. Soprano, alto, tenor, bass, whatever you need it to sing, it does it. These things are good. So let's go ahead and click this up real quick, because I still need to walk Hazel. Feed Hazel, walk her. Let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and do it. See about it. Go ahead and see about it. Y'all. My soul said actually talk about this. So through our ancestry, our ancestral energies are so used to like matchmaking. Because what do we do when we're incarnated before this mass awakening? We thought we could figure out who our partner would be through the parameters of who we thought we were versus who we are on a soul level, who God says we are, who God created us to be, who our soul divine limitless potentials brought us into creation to be. 9 times out of 10, we would marry, date out of alignment with who God needed us to be. Out of alignment with the children that God needed us to procreate, who God needed us to procreate with. The divine God was like, hey, Ashley, I channeled in my podcast, these divine wisdoms. God's like, I already know where I want to take a species of beings. In order to get to this human 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, I have to create this human's parents. And I have to create the human's parents and grandparents, which means I need certain people to match and procreate in things. We were so out of alignment with this, with our divine wisdoms, our divine flow, our divine energy, that we were married and matched out of alignment with what God needed for the divine evolution of all things. Our ancestral forces, parents, grandparents, a lot of cultures where people are married off at a young age, or just like the parents pick the spouses, or picking spouses through ancestral patterning reasons, or reasons that are out of alignment with divine orchestration, divine alignment, where God's trying to move and shake for the upliftment of all things, all of God's creation. Oh, that's why you gotta pray, meditate, and be strong, prayer warrior. You gotta be in the spirit strong, not strong, but strong. Because a girl like me, I'd be like, ooh, I want to be in alignment with who God says I am. What God created me to be. Who God created me to be. Ooh. These ancestral forces, baby, one might say ruthless. Baby, let's uplift it. Because I've been, baby, going back and forth with ancestral forces from Kemet, ancient Egypt for a minute. I'm like, ooh, so much so they were strong. Their will was strong. Their divine will was strong. They were real convincing. I kept on telling them, no, 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 no. I have a divine counterpart. I have a divine counterpart. I have a divine counterpart. I have a divine no, 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 no. I know who my person is. I know who my person is. And they were trying to tell this story. Or, baby, they were trying to sell this matchmaking. Because it's going to help that energetic ancestral lineage, what they was trying to create. Right, like we talk about the ancestral forces creating, marrying, procreating what they was trying to create, and we 9 times out of 10 we were out of alignment with universal orchestration or infinite potential, with the oneness of all things, trying to create to uplift all things, to create human 6.0, 4.0, 5.0, all the things. Now that I'm more sentient, divinely activated, divinely refined, I'd be like, ooh, they were like love, respect and love still, because we're all one. And these ancestral forces, before we were so sentient, we would just have these inclinations and these strong feelings that we would think we would take them on as our own, as our identity. Now, understanding that there was a strong will ancestor in the ethers trying to connect, baby, play matchmaker, play Cupid, and things. Baby, there's just one other person. There's many other people. Other men, right? And their ancestors, baby, I know they check for me because my light is bright, okay? I know. But for real though. Right? And I'll be like, shit, I got a person. Like one time, I was walking to the store and I was just manifesting, thinking of places I want to travel. I was like, I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Africa. And the ancestral forces tapped in and said, hey, come to Kenya. They're like, come to Kenya, come to Nairobi. I said, cool, I've always wanted to go. And I started getting visions of me having dinner by myself and then like a man coming up to talk to me. I was like, I don't want to experience that. It's like, no, I don't, like, I pray all the time. When I go places by myself, I be praying like, hey, soul, hey, spirit, hey, universal forces. I don't want to be hit on. I don't want to be talked to by nobody. I just want to go there and experience my experience, enjoy my self-love, self-care, whatever fun I'm trying to have. I don't want to be hit on by nobody. And then I understood what was happening. Some ancestral forces trying to play matchmaker with their child, with their child. I said, oh hell. I said, no, thank you. They're like, okay, we respect it. I was like, okay, thank you. I was like, oh hell. I was like, shit. I was like, whoa. I thought the ancestral forces would invite me out to Kenya. I thought they just wanted to bring me back to the motherland. Say, hey Ashley, welcome home. No, they're trying to matchmake me with somebody. I said, oh hell. I said, no, thank you. There's that situation. There's a situation where I was guided. I'm upset because why are you upset, Ashley? Because I just wanted to go have a pool day. I thought I was going to have a pool day. Baby, I did not want to be hit on. I didn't want to be talked to. None of that. None of it. That's why you got to check your own energy. Yeah. I be checking my energy all the time. Shoot. But before this pool day, I did not pray. I don't want to get hit on. I didn't make that prayer. I did it. Because I wasn't even thinking about it. I went to like a couple years, 2022. I remember because I did a photo shoot and the pictures were great. And I had bantu knots in my hair. You can go look back in my pictures. And I used some of the pictures as my music cover art. 2022. I thought I was going to have an R&R, rest and relaxation day. Head over to the pool, have a pool day. Baby, just rest and relaxation. And then this man comes in with his nieces. And I was like, I know he's gonna. I just felt in my spirit he's gonna talk to me. I just know he's gonna talk to me. But sure enough, I just felt in my spirit. I was like, I hope he doesn't talk to me. I was like, shit. I just wanted to rest by myself. But I didn't want to be, hey. He's like, hey. He's like, hey, how are you? I was like, I'm doing good. I was like, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. And we just ended up waiting in the pool. Had some conversations and stuff. I was like, I have a person. I have a twin flame. He's like, really? He's like, I used to date this girl. I thought she was my twin flame. We were talking about spirituality because I was talking about my spiritual. I was like, I'm on a spirit, like I'm on a, I'm awakening in the spirit. He's like, really? He's like, I had a really strong spiritual journey, like awakening process. And he's like, I went out to Asia and everything to study Buddhism. He's like, yeah, I thought I met my twin flame. He's like, she was fired. I was like, cool. I was like, yeah, I have a person. Yeah, I have a twin flame. He's like, okay, cool. And he was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm looking for somebody. He's like, I'm looking for somebody to help me take care of my nieces. He's like, I like to travel. He's like, I'm a tech tycoon. I made a lot of money off this app. I be out in the Caribbean. I used to have a spot out in Malibu. He didn't say that. He just said the Malibu part. He said I'd be out in the Caribbean. He's like, I like to travel a lot. He's like, what you up to? I'm like, shit. That's why I get real masculine because I don't want to be. I be like, shit. Not much. What's up? I don't know how to turn guys down, and that's been my problem. Like I don't know. Like I don't even know how to do it. Like I don't want to hurt your feelings, and I feel coerced. I feel weird, but I know it's a symbiotic, energetic thing. Still, like I be feeling weird. I don't know what's. I be like, shoot. I was like, yeah, I have a person. Yeah. Spirit, the soul was like, it was a test, actually, because I already got my divine revelation. Soul's like, I need you to be everything I created you to be to help humanity, yourself, humanity, all y'all rise to y'all's highest timeline. You and your divine counterpart, Ashley, y'all's energy or y'all's love, y'all's soul is a healer frequency which helps evolve humanity, assists with evolving humanity into wellness and balance and divine remembrance that y'all are all limitless. So I already knew all this in my conscious brain, and I go to the pool. He's trying to, it was a test. He was dangling carrots. I'm like, I am not a bunny. He was like, I'll be out in the Caribbean. I like to travel. He's like, yeah, I got rich off of this app. I was on TV and everything about it. Yeah. I was like, cool. We did exchange Instagrams because I didn't know how to turn them down. He's like, you follow me on Instagram? I said, cool. And I followed him on Instagram. I didn't know how to turn them down. And it was a universal orchestration, ancestors and things involved in. And I'd be like, pause, let me get this vinegar. Ooh, no, I'm about to, before I forget. It's like an ancestral thing, right? My biological father, he wasn't physically present in my life all of my life. I saw my biological father when I was a young kid, like 4 or 5, 6, something like that. Probably like 6. It's the last time I saw my biological father. He bought me a bike for my birthday. And I was joking the other day because I have to make funnies about it. Do I want to tell this joke? It's like the stereotypical simulation, absent dad simulation story. My dad brought me a bike when I was a kid. I ain't never seen him again. My dad left for milk and he ain't never come back. That's a stereotypical simulation story that people actually go through. Me. Okay. I got the divine wisdom. I've gotten a lot of divine wisdoms about it, and I've healed a lot about it, and I've healed a lot about it. And my dad's coming to me in spirit. He said, "Hey, Ashley," he's still alive, thank God. He's still incarnated. He came to me in spirit. He said, "Hey, Ashley, I wasn't running from you. I was running for myself." Then my dad's dad came to me. My granddad, paternal granddad. He was like, "I'm sorry about my son." And then my dad's ancestor came to me. He said, "Hey, you have to claim your dad, your father, for us to help you. For us to be, your spirit guides, your spirit warriors, your protection, your love, your wisdoms, to assist with your divine evolution, you have to claim your dad, your father, you have to claim us." And I was like, yes, right. As soon as I did that, I felt back before when I went to that pool that day, I didn't have that activation. I wasn't claiming my dad's ancestry. So that's why I feel like I wasn't as protected, because he would not have come close to me like that if my daddy's, it's like, hey, that girl, not this one. Not this one. He would have. That man probably would have never talked to me. Shoot. Multidimensional, divine presence, magic, in which we all are. So I had that experience. I was like, oh no. And it was all divinely orchestrated by ancestor forces. out of alignment with my highest timeline potentials. You know, my highest abundance evolution. Yet and still orchestrated by universal ancestral forces, right? So there's this time. I'm just sharing my story. We're being lighthearted, kikiing, getting divine wisdom, divine remembrance, all the things. So there was that time I went to the pool. I thought I was having a regular pool day. I was like, ooh, R&R, rest and relaxation, baby, just by myself, just like, baby, period, still. I was like, no, thank you. He was saying all the things, the energies and the ethers thought I wanted, but I was like, it didn't feel good in my spirit, and I already have a person. I was like, no, thank you. I'm just like, no, thank you. And then, baby, I'm gonna tell the story, Netaru. The Netaru, baby. The Netaru, baby, they were heavy on me. I say past tense, because, baby, we ain't doing this again. And I promise you that. So the Netaru, ancient Egyptian, ancient Kemet, they said Kemet, actually, not Egyptian, Kemet. Ancient Kemet ancestors, ancient Kemet ancestors. They asked me to go pray for somebody. Now this person is a celebrity. He's known in the masses, right? They're like, hey, can you go pray for this person? He's calling out for help because of the songs he's singing these days. He's calling out for help. Can you go pray for him? Go help him. I said, sure. But it woke me up out my sleep. One of my 3 o'clock in the morning ancestral healing sessions, powwow sessions. I often wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm healing with the ancestors like I did last night. It was heavy healing, baby. Woo, with the galactic ancestors. Ooh, some good healing. But I often do this. They woke me up out my sleep, and they were like, hey, can you go pray for this person? They were like, go look at his Instagram. And I perceived, they're like, okay. I was like, okay, he's calling out for help. Like, I mean, his soul is sharing, because he's singing about it. His soul is singing to the universe, hey, I'm ready to wake up. They're like, hey, can you pray for this person? I said, surely. They're like, you know what else we could do? They're like, we can hook y'all up. I was like, no, thank you. I was like, I have a person. They were like, oh, okay. I was like, no, thank you. Now, I'm not going to act like I'm not aware. There's spots in my energy where I call this in. But my conscious mind, I keep on saying no. And I pray and meditate like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. So, baby, the Kemet ancestors, they have a strong will and strong energy, strong frequencies. I kept on saying no. 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 Until they kept on coming back like, hey, are you sure? Are you sure? Baby. They had me multidimensionally speak with this man in the ethers to pray with him, baby, to emit healing frequencies in the ethers, multidimensional experience. They woke me up again in my sleep, like, hey, can you say a prayer for him? I said, surely. Wellness and balance, upliftment to all of your ancestral forces, wellness, divine remembrance, and so shall it be. They're like, do you want to talk to him? I said, no. Because I could perceive his presence, and I could perceive them telling him about me. They were telling him about me. It's a multidimensional experience. What dimension? I don't know. But I perceive them telling him about me. They're like, yeah, because he's aware to the degree in which he is, this man. I was like, they were like, yeah, she's awake, she's on the planet. They're like, yeah, she's on the planet. She's like, she's an angelic force, but she's on the planet, so she's incarnated. They're like, her name is Ashley. He's like, Ashley. She's like, yeah. He was like, the ancestral forces, Kemet ancestors were like, I don't know if he knows that they're Kemet. I'm not sure if he knows. They're like, no, he doesn't know that they're Kemet ancestors. Kemet universal forces ancestors. The Kemet ancestors are like, I could receive them talking to him. Oh yeah, her name is Ashley. She's an angelic presence, like incarnated on the planet. Like she's real life activated, like for real. And they were like, do you want? They were like, the ancestors, Kemet ancestors forces in the spirit. They're like, do you want to talk to her? And they told him she's shy. She's here, but she's shy. I said, why y'all telling that? I said, I was like, why y'all telling that? Like she can hear you. Like she perceives. I was like, no, don't tell him that. I was like, he was like, they were like, hey, Ashley, do you want to talk to him? I said, yeah, hey, what's up? Hey. I was like, yeah, my name is Ashley. I'm in Texas. I'm on the planet. I'm in Texas. I live in Texas. And they're like, yeah, she does music and she's really good. I said, So yeah, I do music. I like yeah, Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. I have a podcast too. Yeah, like if you Kingdom Things podcast. Like if you ever want spiritual help, you can go to the Timeless catalog. It's in the podcast. And they were like, yeah, she's shy. I was like, y'all doing about? They were trying to play matchmaker, and I was like, I didn't know what to call him. He's like, call me by my first name. He's like, call me this. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, cool. Anything else? Y'all need anything else from me? Or can I just go ahead and back up out this dimension of divine existence? Can I just back up out this ether space? Can I get back up out this astral travel, multidimensional experience? I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh no, like baby, the ancestral force was pushing heavy. And we had another session too where they were trying to push again. I was like thinking about it. Cause they sold it too. They're like it's gonna help your divine counterpart awaken to more of his God presence. This is what he needs. We got to get this together. I was like, oh. And the energies were so strong. I was like, well, if it's what he needs, and I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And then some big ass universal forces came in and said, leave her alone. They said, Ashley, go back to your divine counterpart. Worry about that timeline over there with your divine counterpart. Universal force said, leave her alone, please. I was like, thank you. I was like, shit. And then my soul was like, hey, Ashley, you're more mastered than to fall for that. My soul's like, hey, you're too mastered to fall for that. I said, okay. Thank you for the remembrance. Okay. Your soul is too masterful to fall for that. I said, okay, thank you. Okay, now I perceive. Thank you so much for giving me this enlightenment. And that had happened. And then I was just like, ooh. No, this is like months ago, so I'm more remembered now. I'm more remembered as my divine presence. But I be seeing how ancestral forces be trying to hook stuff up. It's like, this is not what my divine presence said. This is not what my heart had said. I need to back up. And you know, you don't want to be rude, but sometimes you gotta be like, hey, back up. Yup. Now, I claim my father and my ancestral forces. That ain't even going down. We know the assignment. They're like, we know the assignment. Baby, shoot. I'm like, shit. Shoot. My soul's like, you should talk about this, Ashley. Ooh. I talked about, before in a previous live, I talked about my dating history, and I talked about one of the people that I dated on and off for a long time. Now I'm being guided to talk about another guy that I dated for a little bit. Ooh, I almost said his name. Ooh, don't do that. Actually, don't do that. No, seriously. Don't do it. Don't say his name. Don't say that man name. Don't say that man name like that. Don't say that man name like that. I was like, ooh. I really had to get this on my chest because I don't want him to think that I just thought he was a horrible, like I didn't like him, or I thought he was like a horrible person. Everything was just moving too fast, and I didn't know how to tell him, hey, this is moving too fast. I don't really want to do all this because it just doesn't feel right in my soul. I didn't know how to tell him that, so I just we call it ghosting. I stopped answering his calls and I stopped texting him back. And now he knows who I'm talking about. Like I didn't do it to be hurtful or spiteful. I just really didn't know how to tell you that like my soul's like I don't want to do this. And everything was moving so fast. The energy was strong, almost like Kemet ancestors. It was almost to that degree of Kemet ancestor energy. It was just real strong energies, like an avalanche. I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know how to tell you like no, like this is not for me. Respectfully, I didn't know how to say that. Because I already knew my soul. Like I've been following my heart guidance, my soul guidance all my life. So I already knew who my person was, all the things. I didn't know how to tell you, like, hey, like I said, it's not for me. So like I stopped texting you back and things. And I've done a lot of healing around it, and a lot of prayer, meditation, healing around it. And the soul said, hey, Ashley, you dealt with this the best way you knew how at the time. Not texting him back. That's the best way you knew how to deal with it at the time. I just really wasn't ready to elevate in relations, the way you wanted to elevate. I wasn't ready for that. I didn't want to do it. I didn't know how to tell you this. My soul's like, yeah, you dealt with it the best way you know how. These days, I like to be able to voice how I'm feeling, put how I'm feeling in words, respectfully, wellness, balance, as universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. We're about to go, Hazel. Upliftment and regeneration of all things. I felt bad. I didn't know. I just didn't know how to say. Full circle moment. My divine counterpart in the spirit, he's like, hey, Ashley, every person we've dated on a soul level, we orchestrated this for us to grow and evolve our souls safely, where it would be safe for you and me and my divine counterpart to come together, to do reality, to do life together, to grow and evolve into more wellness and balance. Because being divine counterparts, universal counterparts, when our frequencies come together, it magnetizes however our energetic embodiment is. So we needed to work out a lot of our imbalances or grow and evolve a lot before we came together. It's like every person we dated on a soul level, we both agreed on each person that we dated to learn the soul lessons that we needed to grow and evolve our energies. What was trying to unfold with me and the gentleman I'm talking about, it wasn't in alignment for what my soul needed for soul growth. It wasn't. I didn't need that for soul growth, and I felt that in my spirit. So I didn't want to do it. You know. My soul says, say what you didn't want to do. I feel messy. Thank you. I'm not gonna say it. It was a really sweet gesture, a really beautiful and sweet gesture. I just wasn't ready for this. Like doing something special Valentine's Day gesture, like a nice dinner, and a suite downtown. It was really nice, but I just wasn't ready for it. I was in that dimension of who I wasn't ready. That experience wasn't for me. And I knew this. I didn't know how to tell you this though. I didn't know how to tell you. I didn't know how to tell you. It wasn't to be spiteful at all. Cause I learned a lot with experiencing you, and I hope you can say vice versa. Like I learned a lot about myself with the experience I had with Ashley, like, because we all only meet and experience people to grow and evolve our souls, our energies. I hope you feel like, yeah, I learned a lot. Like, you and my divine counterpart truly have 0 degrees of separation. But my soul's, the divine's like, hey, Ashley, you're also telling a story. Y'all are in a sequential material reality of dimensionality where y'all tell stories with y'all's existence or y'all's energy. The experience that we had was the experience that both of us needed for our soul growth and evolution, to become who we intended to be in God on a soul level. I learned a lot about myself. This gentleman's spirit is like, did you enjoy yourself with me? He's like asking questions in the ether. He's like, did you enjoy yourself with me? Yeah, I did. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about myself. And I enjoyed the times we spent. Yeah. It let me, when I look back at this experience, it let me see how much I had matured. even with not being and let me see how much I matured as a person, as a woman, as a being. Being able to hold frequency or existence or relate with someone in spaces where our chaos, because we were energies of chaos. All of humanity, we were energies of chaos. Where our chaos didn't show uglily. Like we didn't argue, we didn't argue. Like we would chill, and we would have good times. Like we would do things that we both enjoyed. And we would have good times. It would be a vibe. It would be a chill vibe. It would be cool, and we would have mature conversations. And I learned a lot of. You said one thing to me once. I was like, oh no, this man is not married, so I want to watch myself, baby. But yeah, told me, I'm talking to everybody else. He told me you have potential. I was like, potential, baby. I'm a complete package. Oh. I was like, potential. I was like, I'm a complete package. Oh. Potential. I know I have limitless potential. Yes, we all do. Potential. I feel like potential. He's like, yeah, you got potential to be a good woman. You got potential. No, I respect it. I appreciate it. But like my ego was like, potential? Okay. That's not why I didn't text you back. That's not why. Because I wasn't ready to escalate the situation. The intimacy, the relationship. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for it at the time. And the dimensionality of who I was going through a lot of stuff, so bro. And I have gratitude. It showed me that, okay, I can hold, and just like my divine counterpart, we had an age gap. So it was like, okay, cool. Like I can deal with it. And I never dated an older guy until this relationship. We had an age gap. I was like, okay, cool. Like this is cool. Like it's a vibe actually. Like it's mature. Like it's not drama. Like we can hold conversations. I was like, what is a vibe? So I learned a lot. Understand like every relationship, every season of your existence, every relationship, you only experience your own divine blueprint or your soul to grow and evolve you into your highest timeline potentials, where you're to meet and like lock in with your divine counterpart or your divine person, the person that you're intended to grow and evolve with on the soul level. Y'all can grow and evolve infinitely. Y'all don't have any roadblocks that y'all can't get through, And that's what God's trying to wake us all up to, is our divine potentials and understanding that we were created to grow infinitely. And divine counterparts. And I channeled in my podcast, if you awaken and you're in a relationship, when you awaken, you can pray to God, be like, hey, let me bring this into alignment with what my soul plans. I'm going to bring this relationship, this love into alignment with who I intended to be on the goddess level. But God is like, there's certain individuals that I created for you. You can grow and evolve infinitely with. So I appreciate this experience I had. It was really nice. It was cool. Was that right? I don't remember. I hear about this often. I was like 21, 22, and I think the gentleman was like 30, 31, 32, something like that. It's like at least an 8-year age gap, at least a 7-8 year age gap. I was like, okay, cool. Me and my divine counterpart have a 7-year, 2-month, 12-day age gap. 7 years, 2 months, 12 days, 3 hours. I'm just kidding. 7 years, 2 months, 12 days age gap. So that was an experience I needed, so my mental could understand, okay, this is cool. Preparation for my highest timeline potentials and my divine counterpart. Just like every relationship we have is preparation for your highest timeline potential, your divine counterpart, who God created with you in mind. Mirrors. Y'all can grow and evolve infinitely together into more wellness, balance, limitless potentials. As universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things. All things. All things. Okay, we have our peppers, our nice sliced peppers. It's already dark outside, daylight saving. I still need to go walk pages. Get our cherry tomatoes. Throw these off in the roaster. Wash up these dishes. Wash up these dishes. Yeah. Every relationship in our lives, platonic, otherwise, every family, friends, they all are reasons for the seasons. Reasons for the seasons. Reasons for the seasons. Divine reasons for the seasons. Yeah. Nope. Not even gonna allude to it. I heard a request in the ether. Somebody's watching this. Like, is she gonna say who the famous person was? Is she gonna the commit? No, I'm not. Not even gonna allude to it. Not at all. Okay, not gonna do it. Let me get this off my chest. Let me get this off my chest so I can transcend these timelines. So I can tell the universe I don't want it. Transcend the timelines. Transcend the timelines. Transcend the timelines. So I've always been super sentient. We all have, you know, our conscious awareness changes and grows and evolves. So now I'm more consciously aware of it. So I had the pool incident. I had the etheric communion healing session with the known person on the planet, another celebrity on the planet. When I was growing up, before 2018, before I consciously awakened to my divine presence, and God was like, and I'm having one-on-one conversations, loud conversations, one on infinity on infinity, like conversation with infinity or the divine or the soul. I had this experience before I even awakened. Was an NBA player. His ancestors came to me, baby. My life, we all had these experiences. Our conscious awareness just changes. I was in the hair salon getting my hair done, and this NBA player, he had some thing on the thing, and it popped up on the thing. I was like, I don't even know why that came on like that, and I just felt the spirit, I was like, whoa. And I couldn't really hear that loud back then, but then I kept on growing and evolving. Sure enough, 2019. It's like louder. Hey, do you want to hook y'all up? I heard her speak. He wants to hook y'all up. Want to bring up? I was like, no, thank you. No, baby, my divine counterpart already been linked. Right? The universe already brought me and my divine counterpart together. Baby, we consciously talking to each other. I was like, no, thank you. No, thank you. And they were like, okay. Mind you, growing up, I would have these visions of dating an NBA player. I would have these visions. And my soul told me, hey, that timeline, we kept it open because it was a possibility. You might need it or you might want it. So we kept that timeline. I would have these visions growing up. It wasn't a specific NBA player. It was a specific look, aesthetic. Right. He was like, we know you love basketball. I love to watch basketball because I love the sport. I've been watching basketball since I was in the 2nd grade. And now I don't watch that much these days. Because Kobe transcended, Rise and Haley transitioned, and then Phil Jackson left the Lakers. So what am I watching for? I'm just kidding. That's why I used to watch. From when I was in the 2nd grade, my stepdad, my paternal force, his favorite team was the Lakers. So I grew up watching the Lakers play. And then Kobe transcended, Phil Jackson left the Lakers. I stopped watching. I didn't really watch basketball until 2019, the 2019 championship. And I watched this 2019. That was Golden State and Toronto Raptors. I watched this. I haven't watched since, right? So I was like, they're either trying to hook this all I didn't know. And now I'm consciously aware, baby. And when they come through, baby, I'm like, nah, no thank you. Nah, I don't even got to think about nothing. No thank you. They're like, you like to help him heal. I was like, baby, take up to my podcast, knock on his heart space and say, hey, go to Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Keynote Things Podcast. Baby, take Keynote Things Podcast, Ashley-Nicole Phillips on YouTube, Spotify. And bam! My soul said, you don't have to do house calls no more, Ashley, baby. You time to come to you. Okay? Sure, you come to me. My podcast, my music, my cooking show, my books, my animated series, you send your child to me through through my content. Let them get the activation there, the soul activation, soul healing there. You send them. I said, I don't do house calls no more. Baby, I'm awakened. I'm up. Women and men. Whenever we date anybody, it's our souls trying to heal. It's our ancestors bringing us together for our souls to heal. Soul medicine, soul food, soul lessons for growth and evolution. So I don't do health calls, baby. I used to deliver Postmates orders back in the day for extra change. And my soul was like, it was a part of your divine blueprint to share your frequency with the world. I used to be in the call center industry. I talked to thousands of people on the phone. It's like this part of sharing your frequencies. I was like, I don't do house calls no more. You got to come to me, my content. So yeah. I was like, no, thank you. Like, I like watching basketball. Universe, like, we thought you would like it because you like basketball. I like to watch. It's my favorite sport. Baby, that's the only sport I can really get into. Football, you don't ever see the ball, and the whistle blows every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, the game is stopping. You don't know where the ball is. Now, football, soccer. Now that Austin got a team a few years ago, I want to go to the live games in Austin, a live soccer game in Austin. I'll do this. I like ice hockey. I used to go to ice hockey games when I was a kid. My daycare used to take us to the ice bats. I think they brought the team back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Austin had a semi-pro hockey team, ice hockey team, the ice bats. I've gone to like 2 or 3 of the games. I love ice hockey. I love basketball. I went to one professional basketball game back in like 2002, San Antonio Spurs, Cleveland Cavaliers in San Antonio. My grandma took me and my older sister. LeBron James was playing and Tim Duncan. I was in the nosebleeds. And if I go back to the game, if I'm going by myself, I'm going to be up in the nosebleeds. Because I don't need shit. I'm going to sit myself. I'm going to sit where I'm not noticed. I'm not going to try to sit next to on the wood. I'm not even trying to do that. I ain't sure. I'm going to sit up there I'm up top with the regular folk. Give me a hot dog, eat some popcorn, a big old soda, and sit there and watch the game if I'm going by myself, right? Because the next thing you know, ancestral force, baby, then sit their child, and they didn't see me. One of their handlers, hey, me. No, thank you. No. Not even. I'm just kidding. I said that before. Not even. And it's really funny. No, not even. No, thank you. No, thank you, universe. We're all universal creative forces. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody in their lineage. I'm just, baby, I just got to clean this up. Clean it up. Clean up my energy, my energetic forces. Because I see shit. I got to clean it up. Clean up my auric field. Clean it up. I used to entertain the thoughts back in the day because I ain't know no better. I got to clean this shit up. Clean it up. All right, y'all. I want to thank y'all for stepping into this Ashley-Nicole Phillips Facebook community live. I am a channel for the divine, just like you. I'm remembering into my limitless potentials, wellness, balance is universally aligned, universally signed for the upliftment and regeneration of all things, just like you. My podcast, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, is available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify. I also have another podcast, Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, available to stream for free on YouTube. We do powwow sessions. We come to inner space with the ancestral forces, and the ancestral forces help us uplift and evolve our humanism to grow our human into more conscious awareness, conscious abundance, grow our human culture into more conscious awareness, conscious abundance of the limitless wellness balance in which we've always only been. Limitless abundance in which we've always only been. No death, no disease, no war, no ephemeral peace. No death, no disease, no war, no ephemeral peace. No death, no disease, no war, no ephemeral peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. Understanding in the masses by 2033, the Kingdom Things Podcast 2033 Prophecy. My music, Ashley-Nicole Music, is available to stream for free on YouTube. I have 9+ albums, like 11 albums over there. I deep dive into spirit. And I channel the healing wisdoms, frequencies, and lyrics into the music. I hope y'all love it. A lot of genres. I got hip hop, some classical vibes, some alternative rock situations, country music, R&B music, singer-songwriter music. Other content over there as well. My dancing show, Dancery. We intuitively create dances to my catalog, my music catalog. And I have a live action show on the channel. It's called Out of the Box. So we're all going through. We're awakening in a dream, awakening within the dimensionality of form or finite, or dimensionality to the remembrance that we're limitless, the wisdoms and embodiments, the frequencies of the limitless nature in which we've only truly always been. Out of the Box again is available to stream Ashley-Nicole Music on YouTube. Go to the playlist section, and you'll be able to view it. I'm also an author. My books, The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, are available to purchase in the Amazon bookstore. It's been part of my awakening journey. I'm still using it to awaken. The first 2 parts, Coming Home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm Home. Asya is a teenage girl growing up in the New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school, Manhattan Prep. She goes through a lot of things that grow and evolve her into greater conscious awareness as well as conscious embodiment of her limitless potentials. The third part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is My Other Half. It's a twin flame divine counterpart journey back home to Goddess side. One soul manifests as man and woman over many lifetimes as humans of planet Earth. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together. They will co-create a love and a life together. Which lifetime, under which circumstances? This is the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. Again, available to purchase in the Amazon bookstore. You can go to the latest Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips installment. Again, available to stream for free on YouTube or Spotify. Go into the description and you'll see the link specified for paperback copies or digital downloads. If you're doing paperback copies, the first 2 parts, Coming Home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm Home, come in 1 paperback binding. My Other Half comes in a separate binding, $29.98 plus tax nonetheless for all 3 stories, shipped to your home, paperback copies. If you're doing digital downloads, 3 separate downloads, 3 separate purchases, $29.97 plus tax. Asya Story, the animated series, since from the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel universe. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, divine creativity, soul speaking, hey, Ashley, create an animated series out of this. The Asya Story, the Unconditional Love Universal, the Unconditional Love Parcel. So where I get Asya Story, the animated series, the multidimensional experiences in which I have conscious awareness of, I channel them into the animated series. Asya Story, the animated series, is available to stream on my author's YouTube channel, AP Short Stories on YouTube. It's also you'll find a link in the description of the latest Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Installment, and be on the subscribe, follow Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips on YouTube and Spotify. The 7 a.m. Monday drops Central Standard Time, unless otherwise stated. This Monday coming up, we have Marilyn Monroe, Miss Norma Jean, powerful channeling, y'all. It's as powerful as that channeling at the beginning of this transmission. It's so prevalent. The energy is like the energy, the spirit of the being that we're all truly one with. Marilyn Monroe is present. It's like, whoa. Hope to see y'all on the Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips community, as well as the Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment community, as well as the Ashley-Nicole Music community, as well as Asya Story Animated Series community, as well as the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel community. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are love and your truth. Choose to give that love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you embody your limitless potentials consciously. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
My name is Asya, and I'm a teenage witch. Just kidding. I am a starseed. My story is much like humanity's story. I awakened to some pretty spectacular things about myself. Coming home, the story of Asya, followed by the story of Asya, I'm home. The book series that introduces the book. After returning from a day's trip, I have read my attempts letter. He speaks of my father releasing him from imprisonment and the fate of death. He pleads for us to run away together. This plea is one of which I make no state to decline. My other half, available in the Amazon bookstore. I feel as though I was born here on Earth to find you. I was created to find my person. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, now available in the Amazon bookstore.